What's up, everybody? What's happening? Welcome to another episode. It's been a long time since we had the whole vlog one-arm situation going on. Focus on my face. But we are back another week, another episode. This week's episode is going to feature this room that I love filming in so much. It's the living room, and it's been recently remodeled, so I want to take a HDR photo of this living room, and we're gonna go jump in Lightroom, and we're gonna show the editing process behind what I do when I edit photos. And now we can jump into Lightroom and let's look at the editing process. The first one is exposed for, not for the highlights, obviously. You see the highlights are blown out, but it's exposed for the shadows. This is exposed for the highlights. As you can see, everything else is in shadow except for this window over here. And then the last image is exposed for the mid-tones. So what we want to do is we're going to select all three of these images. We're going to right click and go to photo merge and make an HDR out of them. Alright, so now you can see that we have our HDR photo, but as you can tell, it's pretty grainy and a little ugly, like cartoonish. So we're going to start over here with the exposure, and I'm going to bring that down a little bit, make it more normal because it's really blown out right now. So I think I like it about right there. And then I'm just going to adjust clarity. Is one thing I love to adjust when it's pictures of things. I'll never do portraits of people and adjust the clarity too much because it makes these ugly like spots and stuff in their face and very detailed, and you want more of a soft approach when you're dealing with photos of people. But in this case, I like to bump it up and give it a good amount of clarity. So as far as highlights go, I'm gonna bring these up just a little bit, and shadows I'm gonna bring down just a little bit because those are really up there. Now it's starting to look a little bit more natural. I'm going to add just a little bit of contrast in there. Now I'm going to come on down, and I'm going to skip past my line right now because I'm going to go to my sharpening, and I'm going to crank that up because I love some good sharp images. But now to get rid of this grain, I'm going to add in some noise reduction on the luminance right here. I'm going to crank that up, and that's going to make our image a lot softer than it looked before. And about right there is good at 35. So we can come on down. We're going to enable our profile corrections, which is going to tell it, hey, I shot this photo with this lens. And so if you come over here, you can see it's telling me I shot it with a Canon and with a 24mm lens, the pancake lens, EFS mount. We're going to go back, and we're also going to remove chromatic aberration. So that's going to fix any purple hinging that you see around the outsides. And now I'm going to come on down. I'm going to bypass effects right now. I'm going to go back up to the line. So right here is where you can make your S-curve. I'm going to go ahead and start right here in like the bottom third, and then I'm going to come up to the center and up to the top. And in the bottom, I'm going to just move this up just slightly so that, oh, too much. Oh, it always does that. So I can crush the blacks just a little bit. And I'm going to bring this down just a tad. I'm actually going to bring my mid-tones down a little bit as well. And I'm not going to adjust my highlights or anything because I think they are fine. I'm going to come up. I am going to take out just a little bit of the saturation, just based on this pillow that I see over here that looks a little bit saturated, and I don't want that. So now for the whites, I'm going to hold down the Alt button and click on it. It's going to show me, see those lines, that is where my whites are being blown out. So I'm going to bring that down until those are gone. Come back, come back. Okay, see, so right there is good. I'm gonna do the same thing with my blacks, and I can actually bring them all the way down if I wanted to, but I'm gonna stop about there. So that's good. I'm gonna keep bringing my exposure down because I'm still not liking how it looks over here, but I'm gonna boost my shadows just a little bit. Bring that back up just a little bit. Also, if you do want to highlight a certain feature in a photo, you could come over to your where is it, radial filter, and this is going to allow you to draw a circle around whatever it is you're trying to highlight, and you come down to invert mask and increase everything you need to increase about it, from the shadows to the exposure. You can make it darker or brighter, but that is a way to put a highlight on a certain spot and draw attention to a certain spot in the room. Another thing you can adjust is your color temperature. Right now we got it set to 4500. If I wanted to warm it up a little bit, I could drag it over and see that brought us a little warmer. I actually like it, I think, about right there. And my crop, I do believe, is pretty decent for this image. I'm gonna bring it down just a little bit, and I'm gonna cut off some of the chair, but that's okay. That is quite fine, about right there, just to take out some of the headroom in the living room. And that's actually looking pretty good for my taste. If I wanted to look at my watermark and see what that looks like on the side of it, it would look something like that. So now to export, a quick export shortcut is Control-Shift-E. That pops up your export settings. I always set my export to the hard drive, and from here you can choose where you want it to go. I'm just gonna put it on the desktop itself. Actually, I'm gonna click desktop up here, and you can give it a title. I'm gonna call this HDR living room in all caps because I'm a boss. And I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna highlight my watermark, and it's already on the one that I chose. I'm also gonna click resize to fit. I have my quality set to 100, which is where I want it, and the resolution is the highest, 300 megapixels or 300 pixels per inch. I want it to do nothing after it exports, and so now I can go ahead and click export. It's gonna show you up here that it's exporting, and once that's done, you can get out. And right here is the photo that we made, and I would probably take this into Instagram on my phone and do a couple of extra exports. But that is it, guys. That is how you edit an image in Lightroom. I will catch you in the next video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video if you learned something, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Just imagine me doing my little hand motions under my chin, and bye.